Hey, Kingdom Dream Chasers. All right, so this is part two. I actually didn't have intention of doing this, but once I realized for network marketing, team management, for those of you who are like, what? I thought this was going to be all about how I should manage my team when I'm inviting women on board and I've got a team of women. And that's not what session one was about. It was about the team members that you're going to need if you want to really grow a business, and it's going to have an expanded territory, expanded impact. You alone are not going to be able to do that. You're going to need others with their skills to come alongside to take some of the weight off of you. For example, a VA to help with posting, or a graphic designer to help with some graphics, or a coach to help with strategy and wisdom. So you're going to need others to come alongside and help you to expand and handle more leads, more territory, more impact. Now, however, indirect sales and network marketing, one of the reasons why I became a coach is because I loved coaching my team. Now, the topic of this is team management, network marketing team management. And I don't know, that's a little bit probably misleading because I think as servant leaders, we're never really managing people, right? It's a volunteer organization. They're coming on board to work with you and to be, because they want to be inspired by you, they want to be encouraged by you, they want to follow, quite frankly, in the footsteps that you've had. So what I learned about managing this team that I was growing was really about managing Gail, was really about managing my schedule in a way that was allowing me to serve them at a higher level. So I'm going to say that again because it's so crucial. Team management in direct sales and network marketing is about the leader managing herself and her schedule in a way that is communicating what is being offered, when it's being offered, how it's being offered, and quite frankly, when it's not being offered. Because when a team does that, when a leader does that, what she's saying is you can create a sustainable schedule that helps the team grow without sacrificing your family, your values, your life. Okay? Most women who have the chops to grow a direct sales network marketing business and grow a team, the ones who don't, but they have the ability, it's because they're afraid of what's going to happen to their schedule, their time, their hours. Is this going to take too much of me? Is this going to be too hard? Am I not going to be the wife that I want to be, the mother that I want to be, the daughter that I want to be? Am I not going to be able to show up for the people that I love and the places that I love because others will have taken over? And that means you're not managing the team, right? Because you haven't managed yourself and your own schedule and hours. So I'm going to share with you some key things that I did. And I know without a doubt that this is what allowed me to scale to $1 million business. And that was annual sales that we had back in the day. Okay. So what were those key things, Gail? Well, the first thing was recognizing that something that was not sustainable. And what was not I had three small children at the time. Okay. And so what was not sustainable for me at the time was people contacting me at any time expecting a response. All right. Because I'm one of those people that if I see something come in, like I want to respond, I want to take care of it, I want it off the list. And I would imagine many of you are like, that's me. So I had to manage my time and my space. So what I did was I had office hours and my team knew what they were. They knew if they got me after a certain time of day, I wasn't replying until the next day, unless they gave me a little 911 or, like this is an emergency, Gail. Please look at this now. So that would be with my leaders. I would give them that kind of hey, but if you've got something seriously going on, message me. Now, so that's one thing. Office hours. They knew when I was going to respond. It was clearly communicated. That is managing expectations. This is probably the biggest thing. Manage the expectations. Okay, number two, onboarding someone. I always tried to onboard in groups. Why? Because hello, so much smarter for so many reasons, right? So I would go through like a wave of promoting to bring people on, tell people I've got a new group of, I'm starting to train, and I'm starting to train them on next Tuesday night, for example. And so in so doing, I'm driving people to a decision. I'm letting them know they're not going to be alone, and we're going to do this together. Now, if only one person ended up being in it, oh well, that was great. I got to spend one-on-one time with her, and probably got to spend less time than I was thinking I would. But if there were two or three or four, all the better, right? Because now they've got accountability partners, and they're all hearing the same thing. They're all starting at the same time. They're all cheering each other on, right? So it's just leverage, 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 leverage. But it was communicating that that's how I onboarded my new team members. Now, I also, all in a group, this is another really great expectations, because I'm managing the communication, right? And I'm managing my boundaries. So I would say, now listen, as long as you are working, I would use the analogy of a tennis match. If you're hitting the ball, if I hit the ball over the net to you, like, hey, how you doing? Did you get those 5 reach outs done, or whatever the task was that they had said they wanted to get done? If they don't hit the ball back, I'm not going to keep hitting the ball. All right. So I would say to them, now listen, you're going to have a spot on my coaching. I coach on Wednesdays every 30 minutes. Okay. And you're going to get a spot on there as long as you are staying committed to the goals that you were wanting to set. Now, if they're struggling, am I kicking them off? Heck no. It's if they're no showing, right? If they're no showing, oh, I just got too busy. I just can't do it anymore. All right. Well, they're communicating to me, this is not a priority. So I don't make it a priority anymore either. So tell you what, just like I told you at the beginning, I'm going to give this spot for now to someone else on the team. Okay. However, when you're ready to fire up again and chase those goals again, I'm here for you. Okay. And you can jump back in and get a spot. Doesn't mean you can't still come to the team call, that you can't, you still have all of that stuff. But for the coaching, it requires, participation. So that was another key thing that I did. Here's another one. I had a team call. I would recommend that you do this on Zoom, obviously, but how the size of your team and the pace of acceleration that you want and your current leaders want, that's how often you schedule that. So for example, if you're really moving, I would do it once a week. It can be a short call, but it's a touch point. Everybody's saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is my win. This is my challenge. I'm off. This is what I'm going to go get done. And then we report back, accountability partners or whatever. If you've got every 2 weeks, if you want to do it, or at the very least once a month, a team call. How are we? And you do a little training. How are we doing? What are the wins? Maybe you celebrate people because you've been coaching them every Wednesday. And so you celebrate them on that call, right? You acknowledge the littlest things that they've gotten done. Acknowledge, right? People repeat what they get recognized for. So let me recap for a few things just to get us back to the same page. Your schedule. You know what your office hours are. They need to know what their office hours are. They need to know and expect they're not going to hear from you. If they contact you after 4 o'clock in the afternoon, they won't hear from you until the next day. Or you're off every Friday, they're not going to hear from you on Fridays. Okay. The only people who get to break that are your closest builders who really might need you. Then you give them the little, you can send me a 911. If I see a 911 from you, I'm going to answer it. Otherwise, that's when I'm going to answer it. You have coaching on Wednesdays. All right. You onboard them and you pick your day, obviously. I would do them back to back because you want to have to get off the call. All right. So you open up the call. There's all kinds of resources out there like how to structure that call. But you want them talking, you want them stating their goals, them stating what action steps they need to take, you offering some suggestions. They give you the ultimately what they're going to do, and then they're going to come back next week with their update or report. All right. They're going to show up to the monthly call, or if you have, have them more often. You can also, for anyone who hits a certain rank, there's a separate call for them, or even better, do it before. Don't make a separate call. Actually do it the same night as the team call. Just do it 30 minutes prior. All right. For the leaders only. And then anybody who becomes a leader, they get to come into that pre-call, if you will. So we're managing expectations. You're onboarding everybody at the same time. They know your office hours. They know the coaching time. They know what happens if they don't show up for the coaching. You're going to give the spot to someone else for now until they're ready. So it's with love. You're not like kicking them out of the nest, or, you've got a place to celebrate people publicly. You're doing that in your posting, hopefully, as well. But this is how you manage a team. You're really managing yourself. You're managing how you're going to put boundaries up to serve them well. Because here's what doesn't work. Oh, we just do team meetings like whenever. I just kind of onboard whenever anybody shows up that wants to get started. Um, yeah, I don't really do coaching. They just kind of call me when they need to. So if I'm joining your team and this is what I'm hearing, I'm like, whoa, well, that's not sustainable for me. I don't want to have people calling me whenever. I don't want to onboard whenever. I don't want to just do a team meeting whenever. I'll never do one, right? So you establish these healthy patterns of communication and boundaries. And guess what they say? Oh, look what she's doing. I can do that. I can do that. Guess what else it does? It lets her know all right, I just got off the phone on Wednesday with Gail. This was my commitment. I better get this scheduled into my calendar. I better get it done because I got to get on the call with her next Wednesday, right? Um, so praying that this brings a whole new, what I really want is a new lightness to the idea of having a team in direct sales and network marketing. Actually, it is one of the greatest blessings of my life was being able to coach the women that I coached, have the team that I had, have the leaders that we worked together. We would say nope. We would, we went to Paris, we went to Hawaii, we went to Barcelona, we went to Aruba, we went all over the world. And we were always like, come on, girl, I'm not going without you. Come on, let's hit those numbers. Let's go. How can we hold each other accountable? We all want to take that surfing lesson together, right? We all want to go on that Jeep tour in Aruba together. We all want to. So, that experience of inspiring others, helping them to see it in themselves what I saw that they couldn't even see yet, right? And it inspired them to more in their life. And it grew their marriages, it grew themselves as mothers, it grew their confidence in their community. And it really was amazing, which is really why I ended up becoming a coach. But it wasn't until I wasn't interested in coaching until God said, Christian coaching. And I was like, yeah, that helping women have the business that God is calling them to, that lights me on fire. All right. So I pray this was a great blessing for you today. If you implement these things, I'm telling you, you're going to feel so much lighter. The heaviness around the concept of recruiting is going to just be out the door, because you're going to be able to plug those gals into your structure that you have, and it's going to give them comfort. It's going to give you comfort, and it sets people up for success, because it clearly communicates what the expectations are and how you're going to support them. And lastly, what I usually said to most of my new recruits, listen, as long as you're working and chasing your dreams, I'm here for it. I'm here to support you. I'll do anything to help support you. But you know if you start to kind of backpedal, I'm going to try a couple times to reach out to you, but as you would know and expect, I'm going to need to give that spot to somebody else. But you can always come back when you're ready, right? And grab another spot again when you're ready to go. So setting that up at the beginning, it is like a million times harder to try to say that midstream. So you set it up at the beginning. All right, you lay those expectations out there that you're managing the team. The expectations is managing your schedule and the team. So always, always, always check in the show notes for what is coming up. All right. There's always a live event that we're doing to bring you into a deeper conversation about how to become the businesswoman that God is calling you to become, the resources that we have, the tools that we have, and the community that we have. So I pray that you will join us and come closer and let us love on you and really help get breakthrough for what God wants to do in your life and business.